Hello. Welcome to day 2 of a 7-day marathon of streaming. And look at me having the right title, go live notification, category. Oh, I really need to work on that. But here we are. And today is some Monday poetry, cello practice, of course. We're going to start out with scales and warming up, and then we will jump into this piece that we took a look at the other day. I sight read it, so we'll be working on it. My VR box is flapping in the back. We'll get that installed soon. In the meantime, later, we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's see, what scale are we gonna do today? My favorite is A major, and I feel like it's been a little while since we did A major, so A major it is. Although it looks like poetry is in D major, so we'll keep that in mind. And I'm gonna bring this just a little bit closer. Yeah, look, you can see my music stand a little today. When does that ever happen? Alright. Cello practice, here we go. Let's make sure we're in tune. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Just a little higher. Alrighty. A major. Focusing on intonation. doing the half notes, I was trying to do 8 wiggles of vibrato per bow stroke. And for the most part, I did accomplish that, but it was definitely a case of, ooh, sometimes I'm rushing, sometimes I'm dragging. But I think I got 8 pretty steadily through the middle part. It's hard to do 8 wiggles consistently for me in the thumb position range, so that's something to work on. Alrighty, well now I am stretching out my arms and my fingers because muscles feel a little tense. It's a little colder in the room today, so I debated wearing my sweater, but I don't know, I might put it on. I would always prefer to play just a little warm than, like a little too warm than cold, because my fingers, they get stiff in the cold and then they lose some of their friction, I guess. They get really smooth, and so I drop the bow more easily when I'm cold. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience, but I like to play hot if I can. Alrighty, so poetry. We've done our scale, we're limbered up. I'll do one more stretch with my arms. I like to do this with my cello chair because it's high enough that I can prop my hands up behind me. But that helps me with my shoulders. If anybody else has shoulder issues, I get you. I'm with you. It's been a lifelong thing for me as well. Well, cello lifelong thing. I was doing some math. 15 years in September. Crazy. What the heck? Where does time go? So we're looking at poetry, which is number 4 in the book Beautiful Music for 2-String Instruments. I am working on volume 3 if anybody is curious. And we skipped, I think it was number 2, which was our Thanksgiving holiday, because it's a little early for Thanksgiving and I didn't want to do it yet. I think maybe I'll come back to it in November. We'll see. I have so many pencils. Poetry is 1 page long, with repeats that I have not been doing for these pieces on stream. And then it says it's in a moderate time, gracefully, key of D major. It's in 3/4, which I believe the ones we've been doing so far have all been 4/4. So that is fun, something new. And it's very light. I like it. The composer, C. Dankla. Not sure what the C stands for, but I do appreciate that they've included someone this time instead of old folk song. Alright, well, let's get into it. So I sight read it, but we're going to really work on it today. We are going to start with the lower part again, because it's easier to build a duet in my mind that way. Although honestly, I think it could work either way. No. We'll do the second part first, as usual. So BM means below the middle of the bow, so somewhere down here. It's piano, and we've got one of those patterns. You've probably heard it in many different pieces, but that kind of an very typical of a 3/4 piece, especially from the classical era. So we'll be working on those double stops now, from the beginning. Okay. So the typical bowing is down, up, up, in my experience. It's not marked that way in the piece, so we could go down, up, etc. I guess we'll try it both ways. But one reason that it's nice to do down, up, up is that it kind of forces stress on the first beat and for you to lighten up on the up bows. So as opposed to there's just something about the feel of doing two up bows. I think I'll try the first 8 measures both ways and then see what I think. And let's see, piano, I want maybe a little bit higher up the fingerboard. And then I want not a whole lot of hair, I don't think. But enough that I get them to sound together. Okay, and the other thing is these are double stops. So I will practice just the F sharps for now because I can't change my A, it's an open A. But I can make sure that my F sharp is in tune and sounds good with my B. This is one of those cases though where equal temperament versus just intonation versus how it sounds relative to other notes might come into play. So depending on... Okay, see right there, that is F sharp. Exactly F sharp. Exactly F sharp. With A sounds like that. But for my ears, you hear that? It's pretty nice. However, we also need to take the B into account. This is where we can get a drone going and we can help ourselves figure out what we want. Let's see here. Hope that's not too deafening. Okay. So we've got our drone going. I don't know if you can hear it change as I move my fingers just a little. Sharp is just a little lower. Oh! Hello, Tripwire! Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Have fun at the dentist. As much as you can, anyway. Thanks for being here. I'm waving at you because you can't hear me. Alright, well. So, I think that's going to be our F sharp. And, we can take a look at the first measure of the top piece to compare. This might be a little flat again. No, it's even just a little sharp. Thank you! Thank you! moderate time. Moderate time. I think 108 is another good tempo for this one. Let me see the description of the last one. In moderate time. In moderate time. They've all been in moderate time. So I think 108 is safe to go with. And I mean, think about it in your head. Bum, 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 ba, bum, bum. That's got a nice flow to it. It's not too slow. It's not super fast. We could even jot it up just a little bit. We do have eighth notes later. Let's see what 112 sounds like. I'm trying to remember what the low part, like I don't want to go into allegro. I want to be moderato. Moderate time. I think 116 would be like the high end of that. There's no clear rule. It's all just based on the feeling. I think 116 might actually be our tempo this time around. Seems cute to me. Okay, 116. So we are not going to practice at 116. We are going to go down to 84. That sounds reasonable. Okay, open D. And I'm focused on being really light and equivalent with those up bows. And I'm going to try the up ups first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, stopping for now. So I have my fingers floating up here, which isn't the best. I want my fingers down, unless I were to vibrate, which... vibrate or not? I don't think it would be a bad thing to vibrate, but at the same time, if we're thinking of a flow and continuity of phrase, we don't want to think so much every single beat. We want to think more of the bar lines, like the phrases, being more like 1 and 2 and bum 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 bum. So with that in mind, no vibrato, no vibrato. Okay, so getting used to fingers all down and no vibrato. Now I'm thinking about my A string. It's popping out just a little more than I wanted to because it's a pretty bright string. Even when I have the right bow angle, so I want to hit it just a little bit less, more stress on the F sharp. So there we go, that's a little better. It's like I'm just barely kissing the A string and most of my bow is on the D string. Starting to feel better. Now, the tricky part. I have trouble with pinky. Oh, hello, Sniper! Thanks for stopping by. How are you? I have trouble with pinky double stops with an open string. Because my pinky is the shortest of my fingers, of course. And I'm always afraid that, like, I'm just gonna brush against the A string. Also, I like to keep my elbow as low as possible, just to anchor me better when I'm not having to go way up here. If I'm in first position for a long time, why work? But in this case, because I need to clear the A string, I should probably have a slightly higher elbow. So when I'm doing my beginning, I want to raise that elbow just a bit, and I think that's what I did. It felt like I did that. So we're gonna do the transition. Okay. I would like to keep the F sharp just a little higher. More equal temperament, precise, just because the melody needs to have a nice bright whole step pattern in the beginning. And if my F sharp is too low, it's not really going to sound as major as we want it to, I think. So and that measure is interesting because there's no double stop, it's just A. We want to have this low A make our A string ring. Ooh, I could put both fingers down at once there. Help the A to ring more as well, because it's nice to have a little bit of a ring between. Focusing on the D string now for a moment. So let's think about this. We've got a hairpin in those last two measures of this big span of 8. And the G is serving, of course, to bring us back down to F sharp. La, da, da, da. But the A is like the common note throughout all of this. So during the hairpin, that A can also be brought out more. And then it comes back. Now, the next section is the melody for us in the second part. So we want to be ready to be lush and light, still piano, but we want, well, no buts. That's what we want. With these first 8 measures that we just did, we want to keep in mind there's a melody happening above it. So we want to be strong, we want to be confident, but we want to be supportive. So we don't want to be too vibrating, we don't want to be too loud or abrupt with our strokes. So I'm thinking a little more bow speed. More brushing and starting closer to the frog so that I can get the whole middle bow and then my up bows. Okay. So let's start from the beginning now with all of this in mind. Okay, alright, that transition still needs some work, so let's do that again. More dynamic contrast there. But without being, again, abrupt. I don't want a sudden chop in there. That's my fear. Don't want squeaking. Okay, a new exercise to get a feel for the bowing. We're going to just do open strings to get our right hand in order. I'm a little cold, see? I do this a lot when I'm cold. This helps me with the hairpin. This is getting my force down without worrying about my fingers. Okay, that hairpin's starting to feel better. Ooh, I'm noticing a tendency to get just a little bit draggy in here. Remembering that there's a melody on top of us, we need to be energized the whole time. We are supporting a line, so we need to make sure that we are not getting lazy. getting to the downbeat of some of these measures just a little early. So I have overcompensated. Coming back. 1 and 2 and 3 and never a bad time to practice with the metronome. Just counting. 1 and 2 and 3. Alright, let's get back into this. Okay, now I'm thinking that being piano and everything, I just found a stroke that felt good, and it might be that I've been using too much motion. Being piano and being support, we don't want to be too big with our strokes. So maybe a more compact, light stroke would be better. Still, we can have some bow speed, but we're letting our strings in our bow do more ringing instead of so much horizontal motion. The horizontal is better for forte passages with this kind of thing. However, are we even going to come across these in forte? Doesn't appear so. So let's try a more conservative stroke. Gives us more space to get bigger with the hairpin and then come back. Fingers back in. That exact right stroke where I'm on the A and the D and the A is not going ring, because that is such a jarring sound. That's a good sound right there. I will put on my jacket. It's just a little bit chilly in here, and that's just one less thing to worry about. Oh my goodness. It's so cozy. Okay, let's get back. We talked about conscious competence, conscious incompetence, all that jazz last time, and this bow angle, I need to focus on it 100%. It's not quite there yet. Written the fingering I did, but I don't want to do an open A if it's a half note like that. Putting 2 on the A here is because of the next measure. Just puts me in the right spot for that. So I'm gonna lock that one in. The first one. We could do the same fingering. It would sound very consistent. Now that one right there is a debate. We could go and then that shift back. Or we could go up and then we would have to shift here. Also, we run the risk of our pinky being low because this is an extension in 4th position and it's pretty awkward. That's what's printed, the one I just did, shifting in between that slur. I kind of like not doing that. I liked my other fingering where I shift between slurs. It's more like the fingerings that we do for our scales. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Except this is 1, 3, but that's because we're in first position and C sharp is just third finger. Harmonics are nice. Heck. I want to hear it right now. I know how I can do that. There we go. There's nothing wrong with that fingering, and it's good practice to hide your shifts anyway, because we don't want too much of like a slide. We want to make sure that it's clean. And that requires just lifting up pressure a little bit. I think we'll go with the fingering that's written. I will get over it. Now, that debate. I think going back on the A string is just fine. Because if we didn't... It's a very quick shift to do it that way. And this timbre, it's just a little... It sounds strange. just in my head, and if I don't think of it that way, and I don't think of it as a scary extension, and I just try to make it pretty. It doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad. Now it's just that shift. Okay, you know what? I am gonna do it up there. Well, hold up. Hold on a second. There's one other thing to consider, the top part. What are they doing in that measure? So they're doing a B natural on the A string, and then an open A, and that C sharp, which would need to blend in with the lower part C sharp. So while it's artistic, maybe it's still the incorrect decision. Maybe it should be down here instead. Because of that C sharp in the top line and the open A, honestly, to be frank. Okay, so instead, we're gonna stick with it. Now, do they want me to play open A? Talk about extensions, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna try it with open A's in that section. Oh, I really don't want to. I think that way is just fine. I think that way shows kind of a progression from here. It shows like a built-in intensity, which is not bad because the phrase is building there. Where are we going? Here! Yay, so I think that works. Okay, we'll keep it the way I have chosen. I'm gonna do closed A. And then... Okay. So that's the first couple lines. Let's look ahead, Okay. We've got some quarter note motion. They're all accented but slurred? Or is it just that measure that's accented? 25 to 33. Okay, that's not what we're looking at. Play these quarter notes a little below the middle of the bow. Da, da, da. Okay. We've covered that already. So, yes, I think it's just that first measure that has accents. This for the last minute or two, but this next section is a bunch of quarter notes, and we're in a supporting roll again. The first measure of each 4-bar phrase is accented. So to do those accents, I am doing a combination of things. I am speeding up my bow just a teensy bit on each note and slowing between them. And I'm giving each one a little sting with my vibrato instead of just a steady vibrato. So. And I do want a little bit smoother of a transition to the D string rather. Yeah, that was better. My bow never stops moving, but it feels like 3 separate notes to me in my hand. And then the contrast. I like that section right there because it shows the difference. Yeah. I'm watching my stream at the same time, muted of course. Better be muted. And I just saw the difference in my bow, so hopefully you're seeing it too. Where I've got those same 3 notes right before the second accented measure. So I'm thinking connected. And I guess I'm not really doing any vibrato. I think we could. And it's just about the intensity. So you can have smooth, steady vibrato. Followed by stingy vibrato. But the reason I'm not doing vibrato originally is because as a supporting role I don't want to draw too much attention away from the melody, which... Oh, sorry, that's uppo. It's kind of a lead-in measure to the second phrase. And it's an implied crescendo. There's not actually a crescendo here, but... Although, we should note real quick that this section is forte. Ooh, that's a little flat. not so much vibrato because of the melody. So the lack of vibrato serves as just greater contrast between the accents and the non-accents. So I think I'm going to keep that. You may have noticed I switched a couple times to different kinds of fingerings here. Because the melody right now is really dusky and it's on the G string a lot. Because of all that, I want to keep the timbres, the string kind of auditory texture. I want to keep the timbres relatively even. So from here, that all kind of sounds like one string. It's all got that same kind of texture to it. So with the next measure, we want those three notes to sound like they're all one texture too. And this is a little less harsh sounding than doing open A. Because no matter what I do, the A likes to stick out just a bit. It's just the nature of the string itself. I could go lighter on it. But it still has a different feeling to it. So that's better than just because it's one less string crossing. However, we could do that all up here as well, and it would be just like the first measure. Do it that way, and it's smoother the more I practice it, of course. So on the one hand, I don't know, the open D kind of makes it feel more ringy and flowy to me. Also, if I have that open D, that serves as a reference for the intonation as well. I will do it fingered up there though. because it'll match the colors of everything else. Okay. And I gotta remember it's forte. I need to have more oomph. So that means just a little close to the bridge, maybe more bow speed, and maybe a little flatter. Okay, now there's just a little brief break here. I don't think it would be a noticeable skip in time. It's just showing a sudden change. We've got piano now. We've got rolling eighth notes. Let's do those. Okay, let's see here. So we've got piano first. That's that. Then we've got a crescendo. 4 measures later. Quick crescendo up to forte. And then back down. So I'm debating the fingering. Again, for timbre's sake, but also bow crossings, efficiency. There's a lot of options. Can you quit going flat? Please and thank you. So we've got 4 eighth notes accent, then 2 no accent and up bow. I'm thinking that we need to lighten up on the up bow to have extra bow speed to get back to where we started if we're going to have an uneven stroke like this. But having so many finger extensions and crossings, like having a shift there. Let's up you. Pockets swinging around. What have I even got in here? I've got a cover for an outlet. My phone. Nice, nice. Oh, batteries. Forgot about that. Alright. So, no more sound from my sleeve in my pocket. There's something to be said for doing it in first position because it's making your hand aware that it needs to extend. It's like a good project for your hand if it's not used to extending. And then the string crossings are a good exercise for your wrist and your bow hand. And I mean, at the top of the page, it does say from measures 25 to 33, which is what we're working on right now, the accompaniment is to be played smoothly with a skillful use of the wrist. So they threw the word skillful in there, which makes me feel like if I don't do it, then I'm not skillful. So I suppose it's a good challenge to do it in first position and just try to make it smooth and try to make it sound even if you're using 3 different streams, 3 different colors or timbres of sound, and just crossings everywhere. So remember how we practice with open strings. We're gonna apply that to this. So we're gonna just move forward right now as if I'm not gonna shift, because it's a good exercise whether or not I want to perform it that way or not. So this helps me focus on where my bow is when, so that I can even out the articulations. Then we can throw in the fingers in a bit. Let's get our metronome going. Let's just do the first 2 measures. Then I did the first 4. First 2, Keadrin. First 2. So I'm doing just a little bit of a lift between the second measure and repeating back to the first. I'm not sure how feasible that would be with an actual could be. Crescendo, crescendo, forte, quiet. Piano again. So, 2 bar crescendo, forte, diminuendo. No accents this time. Oh, I lied. The one with the forte, that one's accent. Steady build, let's go. I want to get back to the lower middle of the bow by the end of that measure. How do I do that? Okay. I lighten up just a bit in that last measure to get more speed. And I try to keep the first section a little more condensed. Okay, that's working, that's working. Let's add some fingers back in. We're just gonna not shift. We're gonna do what it says, which is absolutely nothing. No shifts, no fingerings in here at all. I guess that means it could be up to me, but we're just gonna try it with no shifting. Okay. Let's see. I can cheat just a little bit. It's not really cheating. I can put a 2 on my B natural instead of a 3 because that will prep me for the extension. Let's try that. Well, it's improving, I think, a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna try just a teensy bit of vibrato. That might smooth out some of the feelings I'm having. Also, I'm gonna raise my sleeve so that you can see what my arm and wrist are doing, and I can see it later. So I want it to be nice and fluid. And when I do my string crossing, I want those to be fluid too. Fingers are starting to get just a little bit sore, so it might be time to start wrapping up soon. Gosh, we've been going for quite a while. Over an hour. For a cello stream, that's not bad. Phew. Okay, you know what the true test will be? Let's put it up at 116. One and two and three and da 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 da. This is gonna be a test of my wrist. Oh, there's one more thing I can do to help myself, especially at higher speeds. Tempi? If I have my elbow raised, straight line of course, all the way to here. If I have my elbow raised to D string level, I can get to the G and A strings with minimal movement of my elbow, and I can focus on the in and out of my shoulder, and then the up and down with my wrist and my fingers. That's why the fingers are so important. I'm gonna pretend to dribble a basketball for a second, because this is gonna be a quicker passage. I actually have a basketball. I don't think I should be dribbling it in here, but I might try that sometime. But I'm gonna go play some horse, and that should get my hand relaxed. And that should help me get the feeling I want in my fingers. We want it to be bouncy and light, strong but light. Think like setting in volleyball. You got the bump and then the set with your fingertips. Alright, enough of that. So, 1 and 2. Let's do the... Nah, we're just gonna go for it. Okay. Alright, good first attempt, but... I'm watching my strings now, and I'm watching my bow on them, trying to get that bow angle consistent because I don't want squeaks. Roll those shoulders. Okay. The flow is there. I'm trying to memorize this passage so that I can just watch. I'm just about there. I feel like I might need more bow speed. And how's my rosin doing? There's so many factors to consider. I'm trying not to come up with excuses for why it doesn't sound good. But at the same time, I do have to acknowledge that the last time I rosined was probably a couple streams ago, and ideally, if you're playing every day, you probably want to rosin just about every day. Depends on how long you play for, depends on how much you use the bow. Alright. Well, let's see. It's probably me, not the bow, but give it a shot. Okay, so the crescendo is what's giving me trouble now. I good flow going with the first 4 measures in piano. Come on, A string. All about the mingles. Oh my goodness. We're so close to the end, but at the same time, my hand is getting tired. I think it's time to wrap it up. So, we're just gonna put this away for a bit. I'm gonna work on some string crossings tomorrow on my own. But it's time to just chill out. It's 5 o'clock, so let me improvise some. I do enjoy doing that. Oh, what did we do last time? I don't know. There's one in G. I think I improvised an F maybe last time. A is fun. A sounds good to me. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna take a classic 4-chord thing and then see where that goes. Oh, well, hello, Tripwire. I was just fiddling around, finishing the stream off with an improvisation on a 4-chord thing that I've heard many times and do enjoy. Also, I wanted to show off just a little bit, not show off me, but like show off that the cello can do more than just classical. You can play pop, you can play rock, you can play jazz, you can play any genre of music. You're not confined to classical music, although classical is fun, but if it's not your style, that's okay. I had a lot of fun practicing and performing some really difficult pieces in college, in competitions, with groups, orchestras, but since the beginning of my life, I've heard pop music on the radio. My parents played rock for me as a kid, and that's always been more my jam. So, to anybody who's like, oh, cello, well, I don't want to be in an orchestra, that's okay. You don't have to be in an orchestra. You could do what you want, and someone out there is gonna like it. So, okay, stepping off the pedestal, I'm done with my TED Talk. Thank you so much for catching the stream today. The next cello stream is on Wednesday, also at 3:30 p.m. all week. We're going to be 3:30 p.m. streaming. If you want to catch my 3:30 p.m. stream tomorrow, I will be playing more Hollow Knight and Rocket League. Viewers, I'm going to start with Rocket League. I'm going to give you some time on Rocket League before I dive into Hollow Knight, because yesterday I was playing Hollow Knight and I was like, oh, I might do some Rocket League, but I played for 2.5 hours or so, and then it was dinner time, and Rocket League, I want to give it the space it deserves, and I want to give my viewers a chance to actually like hop in with me if they want to. So 3:30 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, Rocket League first, and then when I'm tired of Rocket League, then we'll do some Hollow Knight. By the way, not stuck anymore. I know what to do now. I was silly, and I'll explain more tomorrow. I'm excited. Jung Jill says, yay Rocket League. Yes, I do enjoy Rocket League. I'm glad you do too. If you're able, feel free to join me, but if not, that's okay. Yeah, I don't have any plans with anyone in particular playing with me, so I'll be doing singles, maybe some random duos, until maybe someone comes in and is like, hey, play with me. So, thank you so much for watching and listening and being around. I appreciate all of you for being here. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.